Hey everybody, welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about understanding basic rhythmic notation. So let's get started. What we got here, let's talk about what we got here. So you have got, all we're going to do is rhythms and, or not rhythms, but well, rhythms and notes, values in 4/4, the time signature of 4/4. Okay, so if you have a time signature 4/4, 4/4 is so common, it's also known as common time. Hence, you will see a C instead of a 4/4 written on some music, because the vast majority, at least in Western music, of what we listen to is 4/4. So let's go through these and have a look at our notes. So the first thing we got here is we've got 2 bars of 4/4. Okay, so in a time signature, the top number equals the number of beats per bar. Number of beats per bar, right? Bottom number is the value of one of those beats. One of those beats. So let's check it out. So if we've got 1 bar of 4/4, we've got 4 quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got 4 beats per bar, and the value of one of those beats. So 4 beats per bar, the value of them. 1 beat is a quarter note. Okay. So if we had a different time signature, let's say we're going to do a time signature of 6/8. Okay, so that would be 6/8 notes. So it would look like this. So you would have eighth notes, which we're going to look at here in a second. Three, 4, 5, 6, and you would have 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3 eighth notes. Sorry, that's messy. I've got a really messy hand, but these are so much fun to write out. 6/8, okay? 3/4 would have 3 quarter notes in one measure, okay? And for those people that are checking this out, coming from the Alesis SR18 or any sequencer software, these concepts are going to be the same. But so we talk about these time signatures, and these are how they're laid out. So okay, so that's 6/8, 3/4, and you could look at here. Let's write out a bar of 12/8. This is going to be 12/8 notes. Group them in groups of 3. 3 times 4 equals 12. Oops, can you see that? All right. Okay, 12/8 notes for one measure of music. Okay, 12/8. There's 3, 4. Okay, so let's go through our note values here. And so our biggest note is a whole note. And we're going to go from a whole note to a 32nd note. So what we got here is a whole note and its corresponding rest. So in the same way you would sustain this note, this is going to be silence. So a rest is silence. Simple as that. Okay, so if we have a pulse like that, we'd play it like this. So we'd have da, rest, da, rest. So that's the note is going to sustain for the entire length of the bar. Okay, that's a whole note. So if we split a whole note in half, we got, you guessed it, 2 half notes. And this is all going to be fractions: whole, half, quarter, eighth, 16th, 32nd. Okay, so they progressively double. If you were to keep the same tempo, they're going to progressively double in speed each time we go down. Okay, half note. Let's check out our half note. So 2, 3, and da, da, rest. 2, 3, 4. Da, da, rest. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and so those should have been sustained. I sang them a little short, but they should be sustained. Da, da, no rest in between them, no space. Okay, moving right along, but you get the idea. Let's do quarter notes. Right, so let's check out how quarter notes sit. 1, 2, 3, and da, 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 rest, 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 rest. Da, 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 rest, 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 rest. Okay, so that's a quarter note. And so in a bar of 4/4, like we were saying, 4 beats per bar, each beat is a quarter note. So there we have, two halves go into a whole, 2 quarters go into a half, 4 quarters go into a whole, and here we've got our eighth notes, next subdivision. So we've got the eighth note and the eighth note rest. This is when an eighth note looks by itself, but when you put them together, group together, you put a bar across the top, and so you got the note, you got what they call the stem and the flag. So eighth note has one flag, one stem across it, okay, and one little dot. So quarter note rest, it's like a squiggle, you know, kind of like that. I write them, and these should be much neater, but I'm not a machine, so there you go. Okay, cool. So eighth notes. Let's have a look at eighth notes. So if we're going to click eighth notes against this tempo, it's going to be dun 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 dun. Rest, 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 rest. Okay, and now as you guys can already assume, this is pretty silly, redundant to put these in. Instead of these two, you'd put a whole note rest, right? Instead of writing 2 half note rests. And the same with all these 4 quarters, you'd put a whole note rest in there. You wouldn't write 4 quarter rests. And so for eighth notes, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on and so forth, right? 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. So that takes us to our 16th note. And let's have a look at how a 16th note is. So here we got the, our eighth note's got 1 flag, a 16th has got 2, 32nd's got 3, right? And same with the rests corresponding. So you got 1 little nodule there, 2 there, and 1, 2, 3 here. Let's write out some more 32nd notes. So it's just silly. You'd have a group of 8 of these to equal 1. 8 would equal 4 of those, right? Because they're all divisible. You just divide them all in half. So let's do our 16ths and count those out. So you get the idea there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Drummers actually count them out. 1 E Anna, 2 E Anna, 3 E Anna, 4 E Anna. So it's a little insight there. So, okay, so you get the idea though, right? And a 32nd note is going to be twice as fast as that. So, I can't even say it. Okay, and then the corresponding rests. All right, cool. So let's go through, and we're going to progressively go through. We're going to do, let's do a measure each of all of these, and we're going to go from top to bottom. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Da, 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 I totally screwed that up. Let me do that again. Sorry, guys. It's late here. 2, 3. Let's do it from quarter notes. Da, 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 da. Bada bida bada dida dada dida dada dida dada dida dada dida dada dida dada dida bada 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 bada. Now let's have a quick look at how we can combine some of these rhythms. And I'll show you the basic idea, and then you can take this a lot further. So let's substitute some of these notes with rests. Let's start off, let's get these 2 measures down here, and let's go 4, 4, as we've been doing. Let's write out some rhythms. We're just going to experiment. So let's do, our first rhythm will be, let's do a quarter note. So all these notes have to add up to 4, 4, 4 quarter notes. So we're going to have 2 eighth notes, a quarter note rest, and a quarter note. Okay, so if we got our pulse, it's going to sound like this. 2, 3, and dot, 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 rest. da, 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 da. Okay, and we can, let's try some other notes. So let's put in a half note. Let's put in a half note rest. How about that? Half note rest. And then we put 2 eighth notes. Eighth note rest and an eighth note. So how would that sound? Let's click that out, starting from the top. 3, 4. Dot, 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 rest. Dot, rest, rest. Dot, dot, dot. Let's add a few more notes to it. Dot, 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 ba-da, ba-da. So we could add some sixteenths. Oops, make sure we got these all filled in. 16th notes, and what we could do, let's get a little tricky. Let's put a 16th note rest. And then let's put a quarter note and a quarter note rest. Okay, and then let's finish off this last bar with, what do we need to do? I'm not brave enough to try 30-second notes at this time of night. Let's do a whole note. There you go. I haven't got a whole note. Right? Put repeats on it, and let's play this through. Let's tap it through. Okay, so here we go. 3, 4. Da, dot, dot, rest. Da, rest, rest. Dot, dot, rest. Dot, da, ba, dee, ba, da, dee, da, dot. Da. So here, let's do this again. Da, ba, da, ba, da, 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 da. So I missed that first 16th. Da, dee, da, da, dee, da, da, dee, da, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, rest, 2, 3, 4, rest, 2, 3, 4, da, 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 da. Oops, sorry about that. So you can take this concept a lot further. What we want to look at lastly is a triplet figure, because on the SR18 drum machine and everything else, you got to deal with triplets. So a triplet is the length of notes. So if we have, let's see, we'll put it up here. So let's just do it here. So you have a quarter note, and the triplets are going to be, so you got quarter notes, you got 4 per bar. So you could put 3 per bar. Actually, let's do a different one. Let's do quarter note triplets. So if we had 2 quarter notes, there's a bar 4, 4. So these are quarter notes, and these are triplets. So the 3 notes played in the space of 2. So let's clap that. So let's count that out. 3, 4. Da 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 da. 1 triplet. Da da. 1 triplet. Da 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 da. So if I had 2 groups of triplets in a bar 4, 4. So once again, 3 quarter note triplets add up to the value of 2. So you're playing 3 notes in the space of 2. Okay, and then we can take the same concept and put 8th notes, 16th notes, we can put half notes, 3 like that. There's probably a better way to do that. You could do this here. Gotta get neater. Okay, 3 like that. So on the SR18 or other drum machines, you know, you've got like the quarter note with a 3, right, which equals that quarter note triplet. So let's do this. Let's play these again. 3 and da 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 dot, 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 dot. Okay, and so this is important. Like if you have quarter note triplets, that's what the quantization is going to break it up into. So it's going to break up the whole measure of 4/4 into 6 even. Thanks for sticking around. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe, and I really hope that this helped a little bit. I mean, there's way better videos, no doubt, on YouTube and elsewhere for this kind of stuff. But hopefully this gets you started and kind of sheds a little light on it. So I hope it helped. Anyway, folks, have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next video.